All right, our first person is Antoinette Savage. Her work is a collection of memories of the lives of her ancestors, designing dolls and wearable art with recycled fabrics and found objects. She loves using bright, bold Kool-Aid colors. We remember that Kool-Aid, right? Colored fabric scraps as the signature palette of her artistic expression. Welcome, Antoinette Savage.
Oh, I am so wired right now. This is, excuse me. It's Donna Swan. She a river rat. We went to Central High School together. Hung out real tough, girl. Thank you for coming. How you do this? Oh, okay. All right. I don't know what I'm doing. You can tell I never did one of these before, right? You got me? Okay. Okay. My name is Antoinette Savage. From Columbus, Ohio. Lived here all my life. God is so good. Let me say that first off. So good because the journey that he has taken me on, this is the last year has been such a whirlwind for me. I would never have thought that I would be where I am right now, standing in front of you. My inspiration, okay, wait a minute. I don't know where I'm at, but anyway. I'm full right now, y'all, so just, I am so, God is good. That's all I can tell you. The name of my art is called Ancestral Blessings, Inspirations from God Designed by the Ancestors. And what I mean by that is God inspires me. The ancestors talk to me. They tell me what stories want to be told. It's not what you see here. It's not like, okay, she's going to look like this. He's going to look like that. It doesn't work that way for me. Before I start my work, I pray. I'll do research. So I might be looking for instance, this lady over here, this is Aunt Lubell Knight. And who she is a midwife. And back in the day, you know, during slavery, after slavery, and even still now, we birthed our own children in our own homes. And this is what she did. If you were sick, we couldn't afford to go to a doctor. Doctors wouldn't come to us. They wouldn't wait on us. And that's who she is. So when I do my research, I may have been looking about black midwives, and come across a whole bunch of other stuff. And then sometimes I get a lot of information overload because I'm reading so much. I don't sit down and say, this is going to be A, B, C, or D. They just happen. For instance, last year, 2017, in July of 2017, Google did a piece on the East St. Louis riots. No, I take that back. They did a piece on the 1917 Silent March. And I saw it, looked at it, kept moving, but I remembered it this year, and I went back to see what the Silent March was. And what the Silent March was, what brought it about was there was a riot in East St. Louis. It was atrocious. From there, and that piece is not here, but her name is Manola Lee McGee, and there was a race riot. They were killing black people as they were running out of their house. They had set black folks' homes on fire. and this was in East St. Louis. And I mean, it was a serious massacre. There were mothers running out the homes with their children. They took the women's children, threw them back into the fire, shot the mother. They were snatching people off of trolley cars. So when when I'm researching something, I'll see one thing and I'll come up with something else, and it's amazing. My art is in honor of our ancestors. I mean, you think about it, this is our ancestors. We're in a place that they designed and they built. And it was for us, and the reason why it was built for us, because they wouldn't let us be anywhere else but over here. You know, so for us to be sitting here or having the type of jobs that we have now that they could never have had, we are their answered prayer. So for me, when I'm telling their stories, I'm telling their stories because I am their answered prayer. I get to live the life that they only dreamed of. You know, and for me, that's what my art represents, who they were, who we are, who we can be, unlimited possibilities. But for me, the major thing for me is perseverance, because there is no way that I could have lived during the times that they lived, you know. And a lot of our elders did not want to tell us their stories, you know, because some of them were ashamed, and they had nothing to be ashamed about. They were in an environment that they could not control, but they still persevered. I mean, you could be spit on, kicked, raped, beat, hung, stabbed, but they're still here. We are their answered prayer. That's who I am. That's what my art represents. I love bright, bright colors, if you could not tell. And it's just something about the color. Red is my favorite color. And for me, red represents action. And I have a thing for blue jeans. Blue jeans is my thing, can you tell? Blue jeans, blue jeans. There's always some form of blue jeans on my pieces. I don't know what else to say. This is new to me. But I am very grateful. God is keeping me humble. I just want to tell our stories, and I want to tell them in a way that people will understand and know who we are, whom's we are, where we've been, and where we've still yet to go, especially with our children. I'm also an artist, but I'm also a teacher's aide at Fairwood Elementary. I love my job. I love being a teacher's aide. I mean, our children, you know, especially our children now, they need so much. And their lives are full of trauma. And I'm not just talking violence. You know, the child might not have a place to stay. They might not have food. You know, they might be in an environment where a parent or caregiver is on drugs. I mean, it's told that you're nothing, never will be. You know, everywhere you go, it's like violence, shooting, cussing, screaming. And our children have to live through that, you know, and they wonder why sometimes our children come to school and they act up. Our children are not bad. They're trying to tell us something. And if we would just stop and talk to the child, you know, let them know that we hear them. And that's a lot of times, that's all the children want, is to be heard. And they have some stories, and they are also funny. And they give me so much love. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? This year, I had the opportunity, I want to thank Will Haygood. He had a vision, and because of the vision that he had, God blessed me. And that vision, I don't know if everybody's aware of it, it's called I Too Sing America, the Harlem Renaissance at 100. That was just a conversation he had with Nanette. I can never pronounce her name correctly, and I'm not going to do damage to it. But she's the director of the Columbus Museum of Art. Well, that vision came to fruition. It first started out just being an exhibit that Will was going to curate in October. It's blown way out. I mean, there's been an activity since January, every month since January of this year. And one of those activities was the Short North. The galleries in the Short North featured in August for Gallery Hop nothing but African American artists. I was one of them. And it was a blessing. I'm telling you, God smiled on me in a way I could never, ever imagine. And then my lovely Susan called me and asked me to come and participate here. This is also a part of I Too Sing America. Next month, I will be at the Columbus Public Library. Excuse me. I want to make sure I get this right. if Look, if you don't know me, I be cutting up. For real, for real. I'm trying to be like, real professional right now. But anywho, okay, currently I am at Broad Street Presbyterian Church. That show is called Matters of the Heart. That runs from September the 13th to November 1st. Let me tell you how good God is. I am still at the Lindsay Art Gallery, which is in the Short North. I got to do not one, but two gallery hops. God is good.